Howdy, hi. This is Do Your Job Sports MLB Rundown, picks and predictions for Wednesday, August 19th, 2026. Taking a look at every single game on the slate. Let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is recap previous day's results. We had our best day in a while, going 8-3, bringing the season record to 872, 883. That is not perfectly updated at the time of me making this video. The Rangers game has not ended yet. The Angels game has not ended yet. And the Athletics game has not ended yet. So all of those totals are not factored in. Middle of the screen, you will see that graph. If you would like to get your own graph and get a free $3, send your Venmo or PayPal, you can check it out. Link in the description. It's called Pick It, 100% free to download. Helps out the channel a bunch, and you get free money. So it is a win-win-win. All right, I'm going to recap these games, then we'll get on to the action we got for tomorrow. Game 1, we had the Yankees minus 116 on the money line. They win. Final score of that game, Yankees, excuse me, 3, Baltimore Orioles 1. Not much going on in this one. Total hits in the game for both teams was 9. You had a Trent Grisham solo shot and then a Trent Grisham 2-run single. The only run for the Orioles was a Kobe Melo solo shot. Cardinals minus a $1.24. They win on the road at Cincinnati. Final score of this game at 3-0. Cincinnati had 3 total hits the entire game. Kyle Leahy, 5 innings, 0 earned, 6 strikeouts, and then you get a flawless 4 innings from the Cardinals bullpen. Blue Jays plus 120. They win 10-5 at Tampa Bay. Toronto had 17 total hits in this game. I mean, Nick Martinez got waxed. George Springer did something. Jesus Sanchez. Alejandro Kirk had a homer. Brett Bateman scored on a wild pitch. Akamoto set the home run record for a rookie in Toronto. What is going on? They win. Padres minus 112. They beat the Mets. Final score of 5-2, out hitting them 10-6. Fernando Tatis saved us in this one. He robbed Francisco Lindor of a grand slam. If you want to go check out that video, I highly recommend you do. Brewers minus a $1.48. They absolutely schmacked the Seattle Mariners. Current score of that game, 13-0. Safe to say the Mariners are dead. Rangers minus 1.5 at plus 132. That game is still going on. They are currently up 5-0 against the Nationals. Pitching for them today, Cal Quantrill, 7 innings, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts. God, do I wish the Guardians would have picked him up. Phillies minus 1.5, minus 110. This got really greasy because the Phillies bullpen just cannot keep a game and hold them. Phillies win 6-4. We required, who was it? A Kyle Schwarber single in the bottom of the 8th to get us that extra run. And then the Angels plus 136. They are currently winning 3-0 against the Astros in the bottom of the 7th. So assuming everything holds on with the Rangers and the Angels, we win 8. Our losers, I cannot believe we lost this under in the Giants and Guardians game. The Giants scored a singular run, 1. And somehow my Cleveland Guardians, who cannot hit a baseball, scored 8. And we had 12 hits. Almost all of them came from Joe Adell. He had 6 RBIs on the day, a 3-run shot in the first inning. He had a 2-run RBI single in the second. And then I think he had a single in the 5th, maybe, which got another run home. It was a good win. Don't get me wrong. But, God, how did we score 8 runs? I'm not sure. Then the over of 10 runs in the Athletics and the Royals. It's 3-1 in the bottom of the 9th inning, bases loaded with 1 out. Don't think this is hitting, but who knows? Probably not, considering we need 6 runs and extra innings. And then finally, the Braves minus a $1.24. They get beat by the Minnesota Twins. Final score of 4-1. They got out hit 6-10. They couldn't do a thing against Zebby Matthews. 5 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned, 4 strikeouts. That's a good win for Minnesota, and Atlanta keeps on giving their lead back to the Phillies, which I believe now is only a 4-game lead in the NL East. So that is how I go 8-3. Let's get on to tomorrow. Okay, first game, it is the Pirates and the Tigers. I'm going to rock Pittsburgh minus 148. Now, granted, the last time I tried to do this, I'm pretty sure they got smoked by Detroit in the first game. Detroit's still missing a lot of guys. Kerry Carpenter, he's out right now. Riley Green, he's out right now. And The Pirates, the previous day, got back O'Neal Cruz. So that is a massive bump to their lineup. I believe he went yard for a 2-run homer in his first game back. So that is awesome. Very glad he is back in the lineup. All they need is Connor Griffin back. And then maybe they can somehow win like 9 games in a row and make a push. I'm taking them minus a buck 48. Padres minus 134. Michael King is a hell of a lot better than Robert Stock. 0-2 with a 6.57. Kind of confused as to why this line is so short. Padres have actually been playing really good baseball. They're 9 games over 500. Definitely control their own destiny in terms of making the NL wildcard spot. The Mets are horrible. They still don't have Juan Soto. This team is 13 games below 500. They traded away every single good arm out of their bullpen. They suck. I will take the Padres minus a buck 34. This game, staying away from, it is A. Smith Shawver, 0-0 with the 4.15. I'm pretty sure he's been up before, but they just called him up because they're dealing with some injuries in their pitching rotation. Going up against Taj Bradley, another line that makes no sense. Twins have been playing relatively well recently. The Braves are kind of starting to slip, and you're only laying 116 with Taj Bradley on the mound. That is concerning to me. I'm not taking the Braves. I tried doing that the night before. It didn't really work out. I'm going to stay away. If I had to, I'd probably bet the Twins. This line just makes no sense to me. This game, lines are not out. White Sox do not have a listed pitcher. Whatever the Cubs on the run line is what I'll be taking. I'd imagine it's probably minus 1.5, like plus 120, maybe 115. Clay Holmes has looked great since he joined the Cubs roster, 5-5 on the year with a 2.56. The weather is also pretty conducive to a low-scoring game. Inward winds of almost 10 miles an hour at Wrigley. Going to be semi-difficult to hit a ball out of the yard unless you're PCA, who has led off the game with a homer in back-to-back games. Him and Shohei are definitely making pushes for the MVP. We'll see how that one goes. I will take the Cubs on the run line. This one, staying away from, it is the D-backs plus 130. Actually, wait, did I bet this? Hold on, I feel like I took this. Okay, I lied. I did bet this. I saw Brandon Pfaadt, and I was like, wait, hold on. I liked him pitching today against this Red Sox team. I definitely did take them plus 130. I did. The big news for the Diamondbacks, Ketel Marte, he got sent back to Arizona to get an MRI done on his knee. Not really sure what's going on there. That makes no sense how he just randomly has an injury. Whatever. Not going to read too much into it. I'm taking him plus 130. Red Sox, Peyton Tolley. This is more so just me liking Brandon Pfaadt. When he is really on, and they normally give him a decent amount of run support. I like plus 130. They're trying to avoid the sweep. I will take them. Marlins plus 114. Sandy Alcantara against Aaron Nola. Do I really have to go any further into detail? Philly's bullpen has really been struggling recently. They should have had, I don't want to say like no problem covering the 1.5 the last 2 games, but both times their bullpen in the 7th and 8th inning has allowed the Marlins to get back into the game and close it to within a run. I'm taking the Marlins. Sandy Alcantara should be able to hold it down, give them a lead through 5 or 6. And then the Phillies bullpen will allow them to extend that lead for the Marlins because they suck. So I will take the Marlins plus 114. Betting 2 things here. It's the Yankees minus 126. It's the over of 9.5 runs. I think my favorite bet out of the 2 is the over of 9.5. You have 2 pitchers who I don't really trust on the mound, Chris Bassett and Will Warren. Those are 2 guys who, if these teams make the playoff, they will not be in that opening series. That's for sure. I think what this one comes down to is I just trust the Yankees lineup more than I do the Orioles. They got more bats. They got more home run guys. Orioles have a few guys you got to worry about. Alonso. No, you really don't even have to worry about Gunnar. He's having a horrible season. And then at the bottom of the lineup, if Colton Cowser stares you, I don't know what to tell you. It's Colton Cowser. He's not something to write home about. So give me the Yanks. Give me the over. This game, don't have any lines out for currently. It is Parker Messick against Adrian Hauser. If the Guardians can have the performance they did the previous day, I would say take us on the run line. But also laying the run line with Cleveland sounds like the worst idea you could possibly have ever because this team just cannot hit a baseball. We scored 8 runs the previous night. If Joe Adell is not in the lineup, I don't think we score more than 3. It's him Chase DeLauder is currently injured. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to take out Chase DeLauder from the lineup. I was sitting there. I was like, I can't press record yet. There's something I forgot to do. And I said, screw it, whatever. That's what I forgot to do. Chase DeLauder, currently day to day. So there's that. Do not bet this game. Don't do it. No, thank you. Reds minus 146. Chase Burns is pitching. Therefore, I'm taking the Reds because it's not too egregious of a number. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I really don't like to take anything above 150 because then at that point, it's like, well, clearly, yeah, they're going to win. They're supposed to win. So I feel stupid for giving it out. But minus a buck 46, I feel is a little bit cheap. Chase Burns, a freak on the mound. They signed him to a massive contract extension. Liberatore, 5-10, 5.07. Definitely one of the Cardinals' arms you want to fade. Cardinals have won 2 out of the first 3 of this series. The Reds need this one. I will take them, minus 146. Another game I'm staying away from, Max Scherzer. You are not catching my money ever again. I've tried to take him multiple times this year and sneak in a little money line bet in Toronto that day, and it never works, ever. They're catching a buck 76 on the road at Tampa. Tampa has not been playing great recently. They have Drew Rasmussen on the mound, 12-5, 2.78. Honestly, if I had to take something here, I'd probably do the 176 with Toronto. Their offense has been rolling. They're only 3 games below 500. I believe they hold the final wild card spot if the season were to end today. Okamoto's been hitting. George Springer's kind of coming back alive. Kirk had a dinger the previous day. I don't mind them, but I'm not going to bet it because of Max Scherzer. All right, 5 games left. We're going to roll through. This line is also not out. I will be taking the Athletics on the money line no matter what it is. I did get a notification that Kansas City tied it up, so I'm assuming they also walked it off. Yes, Kansas City walked them off the previous night, scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th, because that's just kind of what happens to the Athletics this season. I'm taking them. They're going to come back. They're going to not get swept by the Kansas City Royals tomorrow. They're going to win a game. I would imagine they're probably plus 110, plus 115. Mariners plus 104. They got embarrassed the previous day. Thankfully, baseball is a 3-game series, and they still have a chance to win the series. Logan Gilbert, 9-7 with a 3.28. Dustin May has been hit or miss all season, 6-7 with a 4.13. Still kind of confused as to why the Brewers went out and got him. There were a bunch of other arms you could have gotten. You definitely could have grabbed Foster Griffin before the Guardians. You could have grabbed Reed Detmers, Jose Soriano. You wouldn't even had to gone to the NL. You could have gone to the AL and gone out of conference. You get what I'm saying here. I'm taking the Mariners plus 104. I like Logan Gilbert better than Dustin May. Mariners, bounce back spot. They are currently losing 22-0. 22-0. That is disgusting. That is so bad. All right, next game. Nationals plus 108. Cade Cavalli, 10-5, 3.36. The only pitcher left in this Nationals rotation who is actually good. The Rangers have to be determined. It was supposed to be Jacob deGrom, but I believe he is getting moved back to Thursday because he's still dealing with a little bit of an injury. I'm not sure who's pitching here. I really have no idea. Maybe they go a bullpen game because they got 7 innings from Cal Quantrill the day before. Maybe they call someone up. I'm not sure. I'm going to take the Nationals plus 108. Okay, in the final 2 games, I'm going to run it back with the Angels plus 134. Wilbert Urania against, you guessed it, to be determined because the Astros, I guess, just also have no clue who is throwing a baseball for them tomorrow. Angels looked good the previous night. When I'm making the video, they're still up 3-0. This team still wants to win despite being 27 games below 500. They're still trying to go out there and get it done. I respect them for that. They still have Mike Trout. Zach Neto's a dog. They have some dudes in this lineup now. They traded for Ballesteros from Chicago, who I really like. The team's not awful. They just normally don't get it done. So I will take them plus 134. And in the final game, I am not betting this entire series because it's horrible. Dodgers are laying basically 200. Roki Sasaki up against Kyle Freeland. No, thank you. Not in any world would I touch this. And that is it. That is what I got for me in this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.